Good evening everyone, welcome to another one of Alan's Angling Adventures. It's Friday the 9th of May and we're back down Shoreham Port again today. I'm with my grandson again, Jaden, to see if we can catch a mullet or a bass. And today I'm using a different setup to what I used the last time. Well, in principle it is similar, but it's not, if you get what I mean. It's the Korum floating feeder. I've never used it before, but I've seen them on YouTube and they look really good. What they'll be like down here, I don't know, but we're going to give them a go. Not easy to get hold of either, but I've managed to get hold of a couple and we'll give them a go. Basically, I'll show you what they look like. This is what they are. It's that. Now you can unscrew it at the bottom and you can unscrew it at the top. Now in the top there's a little piece of, show you, there's a little bit of foam underneath that red lid, red top, and that enables the feeder to float. And you've got all these little holes in here, and basically it's the same as a maggot feeder really, but the holes are slightly bigger, I believe. You can fill this with ground bait, hemp, maggots, bread, and then that leaks out those holes, and you've got your, what you've got here is, it's very simple setup. A couple of large gripper stops there. This is on a swivel link so that I can just unhook that if I want to change back to a conventional feeder. That's like that. And then I've got a hook link here. The main line's £10, the hook link is 6, like that, and that'll hang down like that. You can have it whatever depth you want really. So the idea is for your bait to leak out of this feeder and your hook bait just below it. I might have that a bit shorter in it, but your hook bait just below it, and hopefully a fish will come along and take the bait. That's the idea anyway. Now I think the other day when I was fishing at passes, I think this would have worked an absolute treat. So I will try them up there one day, but I'm not sure, to be honest, whether you're allowed to use these up there or not, because on the match lake I don't think there's any surface fishing. But really and truly, this isn't really surface fishing. You'll still fish, although the feeder's on the surface, the actual hook bait is below the surface. So that's the idea anyway, for your ground bait or whatever you put in here to leak out through those holes, and your hook bait just underneath the feeder. I think it could be lethal in the right conditions. I'm not so sure these are the right conditions. We've got a northeasterly breeze blowing today. It's not too strong, but it's a little breeze. It is a slight breeze. Well, we're going to give it a go on these for an hour or so, and then if there's no sign of any luck on this, we can just take this off and put a conventional feeder on and fish the way we normally do. So that's the idea anyway. So time wise it's 5:30 now, and we're in the same spot as we fished last time, because I've been along there is one chap fishing along there right by the gas tanks, and also it is very low, very low. It's the lowest I've seen it since I've been coming down here, which isn't that often, but it is very low and clear as well. So that's the idea today. We're going to give it a go on the Korum floating feeder, see how we get on. It might take a while. If it works, it might take a while, because we haven't seen any sign of any fish here yet. So, you know, if there's no fish here, then it won't work. But if there's any fish in the area, then I'm hoping they'll home in on it, and we'll see how we go. So let's get cracking. I'm not actually fishing yet. I'm all ready to fish. Jaden's just had a couple of casts, and I just want to show you, if the camera can pick it up, how this is attracting at the moment just small fish, but hopefully it will attract some bigger fish later. Still not fishing yet. I had a right game just a couple of minutes ago. Couple coming at dogs again. Couple came along here with a couple of big dogs, running off the lead, running around willy-nilly, and one of them's taken my hook, got hold of my hook on the end of my trace where my rod's laying down on the ground, run off with it, dragging the rod along here, dragging my rod along there. It's got the hook in its mouth, I'm shouting out, he's got a hook, he's got the hook in its mouth. Oh my God, what a flipping game it was, I tell you. In the end we got it out its mouth. But, you know, it's starting to put me off a little bit down here with these dogs, because every so often you're getting dogs. Didn't have it the last time we were here, but today it seems to be loads of dog walkers. And as I say, you've got to be careful. You know, it's not only the fact that they're intruding on what you're doing, it's also the danger of hooks, you know, in the dog's mouth and that. Didn't it, Jaden? Had the hook completely in its mouth, and it was pulling my rod along the ground with the hook in its mouth. But lucky enough, it all ended up all right anyway. So, right, okay. So what I wanted to show you, I'm still not fishing, but what Jaden is, what I wanted to show you, because it's the first time we've used these floating feeders, and we're noticing that there's a lot of small fish, a lot, all congregating around Jaden's bait. Let's see if we can have a look.
Just angle it. You can see it is steadily drifting in. I've cast out about probably 2 foot beyond that, and it's steadily drifting in with the breeze and the well, not tidal, is it? But the breeze.
I can just make out your bread about 6 inches below the actual feeder.
But as they get, oh no, they have. Look, they've totally latched on.
Yeah, I can see them.
Crawling. And if we can
look at that, look.
Something big or bigger.
This is the idea, you see.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't know if the camera's good enough to pick that out down there, but I'm not joking. There's hundreds of fish all round Jaden's piece of bread. You really want to have your line a bit tighter, Jaden. I would have thought.
Yeah.
So just like your feeder fishing, you know, normal. But yeah. You'll soon know though if you get a big one coming up on it. If you see any sign of bigger ones there.
Yeah, I mean it's so clear here.
Yeah.
I can see the wee fellas having a go.
That's them all out there, isn't it? Look at them, look.
Yeah, yeah. If
Loads
anything big comes up, I'm going to be able to see it before I feel it on the end of the rod.
There's blooming hundreds of them, literally hundreds of them.
And they've all gone away, so I reckon they've had.
Maybe, yeah, maybe they've had his bread. They've had his feast. Right, anyway, I must get fishing.
Yeah.
That's just to show you, you know, the idea of it. That's the idea. That. Let's see if I can show you. So you've got your bit of bread there. And the feeder, look. Now at the moment, this is dry. I think it's better wet. So I'm going to try it dry to begin with. Right, off we go. Now at the moment that bread is floating on the top. Now on Jaden's, he's got a little shot. So I was thinking I might do that. Yeah, I might do that. Just put a little shot on it. Sink it. Shot on there now, which should sink that. Just basically put that on, tighten that up like a feeder. See, the thing is, the wind's not in the ideal direction. It's blowing the float in. I can see all the little stuff. Look at that, look. Jesus. Yeah, I can see all the little stuff, Jaden, pulling it, all around it, feeding on it. You can't keep it tight, that's the thing. Yeah. It is a problem though, this wind's just blowing it straight back in again. But I can definitely see that if there's bigger fish about, they'll definitely home in on that and take that. Yeah. Close-up shot here, if the camera picks it up, of exactly what it's doing. Look, you see that bread all falling up the feeder to the bottom. Look. But what we want is some mullet or something to come in and see it. I'm sure if there's any mullet in the area around here, they'll home in on that. You see loads of little fish feeding on the particles down there, bread particles. I definitely think this works. You know, when you've got a lot of fish in the area. Well, we've gave the floating feeder a go for about a good hour and a half, and we've decided that we are impressed with it. We think it's good, but the conditions aren't really right for it. The wind direction's not right for it, so we've gone back to ordinary ground bait feeder or cage feeder. And we take it from there. Yeah, I do like it. So given the right conditions. Yeah, as I said earlier, there's somebody fishing along by the gas tanks again, so we're in their old spots again, but nothing to report at the moment. Pleasant enough evening, but you have got that breeze blowing right in your face. Jaden's just fishing to the right of me again, where he lost that decent fish the last time. I've got a bit of hope. I've just had a really vicious bite, but it wasn't on there. Definitely a bite this time, without any question about that. But I'm bringing in a lot of weed every time, but I'm getting bites further out, much further out. Yeah, so that's encouraging.
Lurched, didn't it?
Yeah, maybe I should have left it.
Lurched for it.
Maybe I should have left it.
I don't know.
I haven't been out there that long.
No, of course. But yeah, how long ago did you cast out?
Only about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Yeah. I think that is about the distance from what I could tell.
Yeah, I'm casting it out a fair way.
That was about the distance I think I had mine last time.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is a bit of a maybe
I think
a dip.
that's where that ledge is.
Yeah.
See?
Do you reckon they congregate there?
Cool. That was a vicious bite. That was an all.
Did you feel it drop off?
No, it wasn't on there when I struck. Oh, blimey, there's no doubt about that being a bite. Eh? Oh yeah. Right, let's try it again. So there's fish out there anyway, but it's a fair way, you know.
It's a bit of hope though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Actually, it was a lot further out than that. Oh well, never mind. We'll leave it there for now. Oh, a bit of excitement there. Our British ship, the Waterway. I'm getting a fair bit of weed on my line, I think, dragging the rod tip round. It's nice seeing the old ships coming through here, different ones.
Not much in the way of luck.
No.
I think we're gonna. We're actually running low on the old bread, but I think where we're casting out now, sort of on the lip,
on the ledge
of
yeah,
where the canal suddenly drops.
Yeah.
Might be the spot. I mean, we've tried close in.
Well, that's where I had that. Well, I've had a couple of bites. That last bite
yes.
I had, that cracking bite. It was a cracking bite.
It was about the same area where I had mine last time.
Yeah, it was around where the ledge is,
but,
much further out.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot less this time.
Yeah,
I think we've actually had more bites. I know you did catch last time.
Yeah.
But I think we've actually had more bites in total between us this time.
We've had more bites, but
we haven't caught.
Yeah, I just don't think the conditions are great.
No, absolutely not.
This evening, it certainly is a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be.
The wind's died down a fair bit, although there's still a pretty substantial.
There's still a breeze blowing.
Yeah.
And it's not a warm
chilly.
breeze either.
It's
chilly. Quite chilly, yeah, it is. What's the time now? It's virtually 8 o'clock now.
8 o'clock.
What time do you want to give it till?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll keep going until you
want to.
We'll keep going
for a little bit. I mean, I don't think we're going to be here as long as we planned.
Well, we're not normally here much later than 8:30, are we?
No.
Anyway, so don't really fancy staying much later than that, Jaden. It's a bit cold. It's 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Don't you want to give it quarter of an hour? Maybe?
Another quarter of an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, it's 8:05. We've decided to call it a day. Conditions here aren't ideal at all. It's a really cold northeasterly wind blowing here, and it's really spoilt it really. It's not ideal conditions. Apart from a couple of bites we've had each. One of them was a cracking bite as well, but nothing on there. That's about it really. So we gave the Korum floating feeder a go for an hour, a good hour and a half. Like the look of it, definitely do, but it has to be. Yeah, it was. Yeah. But it has to be in the right conditions, and these aren't really the right conditions. The wind direction and
a bit stiller.
Yeah.
Than I think we might have been in.
Yeah, if it was like it was the last time we come down here, that was ideal. That was. And when I was at Passes on the last one,
they may well actually have done us more good down that far end.
Yeah, they might have done. But of course, there's somebody fishing down there, isn't there? In fact, as I speak, there's about 3 or 4 of them down there fishing by the gas tanks. So, yeah, I mean, next time we'll try and fish somewhere a bit different, I think. Might fish down further on the bend a bit more.
We'll have to see the conditions.
Yeah, we will, yeah. But we've enjoyed it, you know, it's another, you know, we've got a session in anyway.
This is the coldest we've had so far.
Yeah, and it is quite cold. I'm surprised actually, because it was warmer during the day today, but those temperatures have really dropped.
It's a wildly temperamental place to be.
Yeah, well, you're right out in the open, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right out in the open.
Well, and on the seafront.
Yeah. Well, the most eventful thing today really was that dog running off with the hook in its mouth. Unbelievable. Pulling my rod across the green. But anyway. So right, on to the next one. The next one for me will, I'm not sure it'll be next week now or the week after. It may well be the week after, I'm not sure yet, we'll see. Might even be another one at Passes, I'm not sure yet, because I enjoyed that the other day. So yeah, so from us here at the Shoreham port, Jaden and me, hope you enjoy your own angling. Definitely do that. Hope you enjoyed the video. You know, enjoyed having a go with the Korum feeder, floating feeder.
Look forward to using them again.
We will use them again in better conditions, yeah. Yeah, enjoy your own angling. Thank you so much for subscribing to my fishing channel, pressing the like button, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now.